One of the important application of bioinformatics is computer-aided drug design. In this session, we see what is disease, what are the causes of diseases, what is a drug molecule, and how drug is functioning inside the organism. What is meant by molecular docking, what are the advanced features of docking, what are the tools available for docking purpose, and the advantages of computer aided drug design. So these are the concepts that are going to be covered in this session. And now, what is disease? So there are several definitions for disease, but if you look at a disease, I can say that it is a particular physical condition in which normal functioning of the body is affected in one way or the other. And what are the causes of disease? What is the history of the drug designing and drug usage of drugs? So these things can be seen over here. If you think about the history and evolutionary concept of diseases, so in the earlier days, it was disease was taken as a displeasure of gods. Whatever things happening inside the body, it has some other meanings. But later, when years started going, people started thinking that there are some germs inside the body and some micro organisms inside the body that will cause a disease condition, dysfunctioning of certain elements in the body. So that was something called the germ theory of disease. And then later, when we come to the modern concepts of diseases and drugs, so people started thinking about the identities of cells and location of the cells, some concepts regarding the disease. So there can be some alterations in the inside the cell characters or the characteristics of the cell, so that some disease condition can be, some undiscoverable conditions can be caused in the body, like some functional alterations or some vital process happen inside the body. So it was it started people started thinking about the molecular level. At the molecular level, what is happening when a disease pathogenic way occurs inside the organism. So there can be some role of some molecules like DNA, RNA, proteins, or other molecules which may cause disease conditions. Like in the case of sickle cell anemia, there are some molecular effects when we think about sickle cell, the disease of sickle cell anemia. Like in the RBC, some changes in a particular protein happens, like the 146 amino acid, the particular amino acid has been changed by mutation. For example, a particular codon GAG has been changed to GTG, means at the sixth position of the beta chain of RBC there is a replacement of hydrophilic amino acid with a hydrophobic one at the surface of a hemoglobin molecule, that will lead to the change in the shape of the RBC. RBC is round in shape actually, but when this mutation happens, it changes its shape to sickle's shape structure. And as we know, RBC is the oxygen carrying capacity, has the oxygen carrying capacity, and when the shape is being changed, the movement of the RBC is being affected, so that it causes a threatening condition, anemic condition inside the body. So here the alteration in a molecule called hemoglobin at DNA level or protein level happens inside the body, and this causes the disease condition. And same way in the case of HIV virus, when it comes into the body, the viral RNA enters into the white blood cell of the body, it will change the immune system, entire immune system is going to be collapsed, and this will cause HIV virus disease condition. All these what we have seen here, they're all happened at molecular level. So the modern concepts say that the disease condition is caused, many of the disease conditions caused at molecular level. So a drug, what is a drug? So drug is any substance that modulates a health condition in a desired way. That is a very broad definition of drug. Initial years in the history, when we see the history of drugs, drug was used on an experimental basis, trial and error method. The drug was believed to be originated from Dutch word droog, means dry. So in those terms, people started having dried plant parts as drug initially. And that was the early period of usage of drugs. It marks the early period of usage of drugs. Then as we started, if you see the modern era in drug development, people started using, having some advancement in the scientific area. Like for example, some quinine was used in 1620s, and it was actually many of these drugs were taken from the nature. Actually, there were no synthesized drugs in those periods, and this quinine was actually it was a compound in the bark of a particular tree, and this was used for malaria treatment in the earlier days. And actually this has pioneered the modern drugs. And similarly in 1760s, salicin was isolated and used as a drug. It was chemically synthesized in 1852 actually. Same way, some advancement happened in the area of drug. So all these the developments in the area of drug was based on trial and error method experiments for a particular disease situation condition. Some sort of compound were taken, and some changes happened into the disease condition that was considered as a drug, etc. Like that, it was going for a very long period. It was like that, then we had a molecular target concept in the designing of drugs. So in the molecular target, the concept of molecular target says that a drug molecule binds with a particular internal molecule so that the disease condition can be eliminated, and which will bring forth the desired effect. So it was target is what is target? Target is an enzyme or receptor, any sort of receptor molecule which can bind, which has the capability of binding with this drug molecule, and this receptor is actually very critical role in the pathogenic pathway, and modulation of which bring forth to a desired effect. So this is the concept of molecular target in the case of drug design. An example is COX-2. COX-2 is an enzyme involved in inflammatory reactions. Like when an inflammatory reaction happens in the body, temperature rises and some reddish color appears on the skin, etc. Some undesired conditions happen inside the body. So this enzyme has an active site onto which a bodily ligand, another bodily internal molecule, arachidonic acid. So at the time of inflammatory reaction, arachidonic acid has been created in excess, and this binds with the COX-2 enzyme at a particular site, and the compound is being converted into prostaglandin, and this triggers inflammatory reaction. So when we take paracetamol molecule, this molecule actually it will compete with the arachidonic acid, and it will bind to the COX-2 before the arachidonic acid get bound to COX-2. So this will the formation of prostaglandin in terms shuts down, and the inflammatory pathway has been blocked. So this is how a drug is activating, or drug finds it desired action inside the organism. Similarly, if a drug could be designed such a way that it will bind with the HIV viral RNA, so that it becomes another compound, and it is unable to find it action inside the WBC cell. So there can be a drug molecule, such a drug molecule which can bind with an HIV viral RNA. So what are drug targets? That is our question. Drugs are actually small molecules, and when it finds an active target site, it will bind to the site, and another compound is being created, so that the pathogenic pathway is being eliminated. That is the role of drug molecule inside an organism. So in more than 95% of the therapeutic targets are proteins. So proteins are so the molecular drugs can get an affinity towards the cavity in the protein molecule, and it can bind with the protein molecule. Depending upon the energy level, depending upon the number of bonds formulated, the complex become stable one, so that the disease condition can be eliminated in the organism. So protein are good targets. Same way DNA and sometimes even RNA can be targets for the drug molecule to bind with. So in the case of rational drug designs, actually there were no correct idea regarding this binding as well as some molecular reactions. What people were doing is on a test basis, or using a concept of error method, that is, test a compound, then if it is an error happens, then eliminate it, use another compound, and if the disease condition is eliminated, that will be taken as a drug. So in this case no molecular concept has been used for designing the drugs. A lot of if you think about the drug discovery process, there are a lot of stages in the drug discovery process, which will ultimately gives a bottleneck for the design of a new drug, because it almost take 12 years, and the average of 10 to 12 years for developing a drug molecule. So what are the steps involved in the drug discovery process? First of all, we will find out a particular disease. You will select a disease. Then the pathogenic pathway has been evaluated, and all the targets are identified in this pathway. The disease condition cost will be checked, and all the compounds or all the molecules associated with that pathway are being checked, and target to find out a particular target. So all these targets will be validated, and the active site of each target are being found. Depending upon the energy level is been calculated, number of bonds are calculated, negative positive values of ions are calculated. So all these things are calculated, and accordingly a lead is identification has been in progress. And finally, from all these leads that are selected, one or two leads are being optimized, and this is sent for a preclinical studies. And after successful preclinical studies, it goes for clinical studies, and finally from the regulatory board an approval is being sought, and finally it goes into the markets. So these are all long process which takes years, months and years. and a lot of money too. So there comes the importance of computer aided drug design. So all these target identification, target validation, clinical trials, everything are done in wet labs physically. All the experiments are done in the wet lab. So computation approach. So there comes the importance of computation approach in drug design. Computation approach takes some of these steps into the dry lab. From the wet lab, that some steps can be moved to the dry lab. Dry lab means in silico lab, that is computer lab. So some of these steps can be done through experiments, not through experiments, real experiments, but using some tools and algorithms like target identification, etc., can be evaluated. So this is the scenario of computational approach in drug design and discovery. So what are the advantages of computer-aided drug design? That is first question. So major objective of computation approaches in drug discovery is to supplement the wet lab experiments by enormously reducing the time and money. So laboratory experiments are always required, but it cannot be completely eliminated from the drug design process, but it can be reduced, and the time can be reduced, or estimated time can be reduced, and on the other way, the amount also can be, the financial excess of finance required can also be reduced. Now there are some terms associated with the computer aided drug design. One term is something called the target. Target is actually a biological molecule, importance in a disease pathway. So that is a molecule which resides inside the organism, which causes actually the disease. About 98% of targets are proteins, as we discussed in the earlier PPT, and some are DNA and RNA. So that is the biological target molecule is a biological molecule which causes the disease. Now what is ligand? Ligand is the drug molecule actually. Ligand is a smaller molecule compared with the size of the target molecule. Ligands can be, sometimes it can be native and sometimes it can be foreign, which is introduced into the body, or some drug molecule can be selected from the biochemical compound inside the body itself. So ligand is actually a drug molecule. What is meant by active site? Active site is, there are some function sites in the target, and these active sites or binding sites, it is otherwise called a binding site, are hydrophobic solvent accessible cavities in a protein target into which the ligand molecule binds to fit into the cavity. So these are the function sites in protein or the target molecule in which usually a native ligand molecule binds. So drug molecule, what happens is drug molecule compete with the native ligand molecule, and before the native ligand binds with the cavity of the function target molecule, this drug molecule fit into this cavity, and another new compound is been created so that the disease condition can be eliminated from the organism. Now what is docking? Docking actually is a drug activity. It is, in most of the cases, it is achieved through a binding of a small molecule to the active site of a target molecule. So docking is actually a computation technique to simulate such binding. So here the experiment from the wet lab is been moved to the dry lab. So docking is a step where we really achieve the help of computer for designing a ligand molecule. So the tool will help you to predict which molecule among thousands of molecules, thousands of ligands selected, which will geometrically as well as energetically fit well into this cavity of the target. So this process is called docking. Another term called hit, a ligand which can geometrically fit into the binding site is called a hit process. It is the initial product of computation drug discovery approach. Now what is lead? Lead hit with biological activity is called lead. It is a ligand which experimentally proved to have an activity on a target. So hit, lead, and then drug. Drug is a ligand that can modulate the function of target in desired way. That is a molecule that helps to improve the disease condition when administered into the body. So these are the important terms used in computation approaches in drug discovery, drug design and discovery. Now when drug molecules have been designed, and the rule of 5 has been always been observed. What is rule of 5? Or rule of 5 is otherwise called Lipinski's rule of druggability. So this rule says what are the characteristics of a drug molecule to be a good drug molecule. So what are the rules? First rule says that molecule should have molecular weight less than 500 Daltons. So always we say that drug molecule should be small, very small compared to the target molecule. Only then binding will happen. So the drug molecule should have a molecular weight less than 500 Da. Now another rule says, second rule says that the lipophilicity or log P value of the drug molecule should be always be less than 5. This is for maximizing the binding property. Third rule says that should not have more than 5 hydrogen bond donors. It should not have more than 5 hydrogen bond donors. Similarly, it should not have more than 10 hydrogen bond acceptors also. So these are the 4 rules for a good drug molecule must have. So this is called the golden standard for druggability. And this is why this is called a rule of 5 is that in all these 4 rules, the value of 5 or multiples of 5 is a parameter. 500 Dalton, again multiple of 5. Lipophilicity less than 5, hydrogen bond donors less than 5, bond acceptors greater than 10. So all these values are either 5 or multiples of 5. So these 4 rules together is called the rule of 5. Now what is molecular docking? So the process of identifying a small molecule from chemical databases, then we will find the techniques to simulate the binding with the target molecule. So there are a lot of databases now, chemical databases are there for which represents a lot of small molecules, its characteristics, its number of hydrogen bonds, hydrogen acceptors, bond acceptors, the lipophilicity value, the energy level, the molecular value, the structure, shape of the structure. So all this information are stored in the chemical databases. So we can select any number of such small molecules and which has an effect on the target molecule. So molecular docking is a computation technique to simulate such binding. So we will see the Lock-and-Key procedure and how it is binding with the target molecule and how stable the new compound is. All these things can be calculated when we simulate a binding process. So this is called the molecular docking. And molecular docking is sometimes rigid and flexible locking. So the earlier docking programs considered both the ligand and target as rigid bodies. So later some in the newer docking tools, either the target is kept as rigid and the ligand is flexible, or both target and ligands are flexible, so that we can have a 3D figure of all the positions and see how well it is binding, the binding happens, the possible, what are the possible conformation of a ligand molecule in a cavity. So all this can be visualized in the case of flexible docking. So there are different important terms used in docking, like conformation, binding mode, pose, etc. Pose is actually a binding mode with some interesting characteristics such as formation of hydrogen bonds, how many close contacts happens inside the cavity, etc. So there are a lot of features which will ultimately give the value how well the how well the binding happens inside the cavity. Finally, a score is being calculated, and depending upon the score, all the ligands, that is hit molecules are classified as per the ranking based on the scoring. So there are a lot of search algorithms which will find the position of ligand and the cavity and how it can be rotated to have maximum number of bonds, how well the bond by bending is, what are the protein side chains inside the cavity. So all these conformations and all the features can be evaluated using the search algorithm, and finally the scoring function can be calculated depending upon different parameters. So there are a lot of docking tools available at present, like Argus Lab. Argus Lab is a molecular modeling, graphics and drug design program developed by Mark Thompson. It is a free software available on net, and it can be used for flexible both rigid and flexible docking. Similarly, Gold is another docking tool. It is not a free one, it is a paid software. It has a lot of large ligand libraries loaded in it, and there are other functions, different scoring functions are used in Gold, like Gold score, Chem score, etc. And Autodock is another widely used software for molecular docking. It is also freely available for academic use, and for experimental basis we can use this Autodock software for finding out the ligand, to prepare the design small drug molecule correctly fit into the cavity of the ligand molecule. So these are the concepts of computer-aided drug design. In computer-aided drug design, there are a lot of parameters are used, like fragment assembly, sequential growth, stochastic optimization, etc. for the ligand molecule, to find out the characteristics of ligand molecule, the shape, the molecular value of the ligand molecule. So all these things can be calculated using these techniques. So there are pharmacophore based design, lot of different design technologies are used, and in many of the tools we can have 3D representation of the active site, and the features like H bond donors, H bond acceptors, positive and negative charges, hydrophobic interactions, everything can be visualized. So this eliminates lot of wet lab experiments, and the design process has been can be effectively used in computer aided drug design.